Good morning, welcome to my channel, welcome to the live and IVF journey update. Cheers to that. As you can see, I'm having my green juice and trying to eat and live very healthy. I always have been, as you know me, but I try even more. So I'm on the third glass of these. I also started my prenatals to build up the level of folic acid, and yeah, I'm in general having very healthy life. Speaking of which, I am, like as you see, partially dressed in my leggings because after I finish filming this I will go to Pilates, so I'll just change the top, and yeah, that's the outfit. On another note, speaking of more updates, there is a pile of boxes here because I constantly keep changing something in this apartment. As you know, I still didn't show you a finished house tour, and I don't know when is that gonna be because things are ever changing. So as you can see, I did hang my Hermes scarf and I turned it into a wall decor. Here are the boxes from the new furniture that has arrived for the office, and here I also have that's the oven, I think, because we are renovating the kitchen as well, so there's an oven here. I also took that cupboard from the office, that this is where the printer was on, and I put it here instead because I think that suits this space better. So as you see, this is like rattan and like the same color of the wood, and here is also rattan elements in my dining chairs, so I think that would go much better with that space. And for the office instead we got something more moody, too much existing current vibe. So my husband's desk he has a standing desk which is I think walnut and black, so we got cupboards and furniture that has the same vibe, like black, and we didn't match the wood color perfectly, but it's still good. It really looks great, and I'll show you when it's finished. I'll show you the finished product when it's finished because it's not now. Also, when I speak of updates, I turned that spare room in Pilates room, so you can see Pilates bed poking through. I'm not showing you the whole room just yet because it's also not finished right now, but you can see my Pilates bed standing there, and that room also will be arranged in a more decent way soon that I will be able to show you. And here is the bathroom. It's a bit messy because I was getting ready. Hello, you beautiful thing. How are you? By the way, my neighbor started drilling. I hope it doesn't disturb you. You're hearing impressions too much. Anyway, on another note, I want to do some further changes sometime soon, but I don't know when. So, for example, this has to be hung. Bless you. Oh my God, you just sneezed. You little baby. My little baby. Who's the best boy? Who's the best boy in the whole entire world? The best boy? So the change that I was talking about is to extend that shelving all the way here, because this is where our master suite is, and this wall there is empty. It's quite deep, as you see. It's deep and there's nothing in here. So my husband came up with idea to extend that this way and create more room for my handbags, because some of them are here, as you can see, but not all. Lots of them are in this cupboard here, and there's more coming. I know that recently this channel has been dedicated more to my IVF journey, but I'm gonna get back to what I love a lot when it comes to showing you on this channel, which is handbags and all the pretty things such as handbags, jewelry. I have a couple of jewelry videos planned for you, as well as I have some more personal things as well. So that will come in a due time. So that's that when it comes to updates of a planned or ongoing updates of the apartment. And now on to the IVF journey update. Before I get to that, first of all, I want to thank all of you for the amount of support and the kind and good wishes I received from all of you in regards to my IVF journey, in regards to my bad, horrible experience that I had during egg collection surgery. Lots of you sent me lots of uplifting messages, and you also shared your own stories and your own IVF journey. So thank you for that, and I am with all of you who are going through the same. I keep my fingers crossed for you so much, and I wish you all the best, and I wish all of you who is currently going through that process or is planning to go through the process anytime soon, all the best of luck, success at the first attempt, and the most smoothest journey possible. One more thing I want to share in that regards, in regards of the comments, please do not share with me in the comments your miscarriages stories after you got pregnant, because this is my channel and this is positive space, and as much as I feel sorry for your loss if you went through that, I don't want that in my space right now. So I am creating hopeful atmosphere, hopeful awaiting anticipation, and I create space in my life for a positive outcome. So please do not share with me your painful experiences. That someone recently wrote a comment that you had many attempts, but finally it was successful, resulted in miscarriage. Another time it was successful, and the same. It's a horrible experience, and I feel for you, but I don't want to hear this at this point of time in my life, because that creates unnecessary, it gets to my head, so don't do that. So having that said, I also want to update you on the complaint, because I had this horrible experience during my egg collection surgery. So I'll update you on that quickly, and then I will move on to telling you how many embryos we have and what's the next steps going to be very soon. So as I told you that I was going to write massive complaint, and I did, and that took a week to sort. I heard from general manager of a hospital. I received a very, very heartfelt apology. They owned a responsibility, they took accountability for it. The general manager made doctor, the anesthesiologist, who exposed this level of misconduct. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the previous episode of my IVF journey. So he made her write the apology. So she owned everything. She owned it, she apologized. I mean, she of course tried to minimize a little bit, probably to avoid full responsibility. So she tried to play it down to misunderstanding, which obviously I refuse to deem as a simple misunderstanding, because that's not what it was. That was a severe misconduct, that was a safety issue, that was a lot of things, but misunderstanding, because I understood very clearly everything she said. And if a different thing, and if she meant a different thing, that's on her. Communication issues. And if she has communication issues that prevent her from presenting options to a patient and presenting the right choices to a patient in a right manner, that is now not only unacceptable treatment, this is now a safety issue. So she tried to play it down to misunderstanding and blame it on communication, tried to avoid responsibility for what she said. I'm not going to repeat everything, the whole story, because it's already in the previous video. But by doing so, she created a bigger problem for herself, because she now says that she's not able to communicate clearly what she means and give options and choices to a patient properly, which is a safety issue, given the paramount importance of her role in a procedure that requires general anesthesia. So that's even worse. So that escalated, and then I received apology from her, from the hospital, from general manager, and even my surgeon was involved, who also admitted that her conduct was far from expected. And that's it. That's all. I'm gonna leave it there. But I'm glad that that people who are responsible for the procedures in that hospital are made aware of her conduct, because this behavior cannot be just you can't just let it go and let it sleep. Because if the person who has audacity to treat patients like this in their most vulnerable state, which is on operating table right before surgery, and that's the person who's supposed to put you in the general anesthesia and is responsible for waking you up, if a person like this, if this type of person acts this way and it's not being called out for her behavior, it will only embolden her, and she will treat other patients the same way. So my complaint was not out of spite, because I really don't care about her. My complaint was to prevent her to act like this towards people who may be not so assertive as me in the future, and she will just take advantage of that and continue mistreating patients, unfortunately. So anyway, that has been sorted. Now we are moving on to an update of where I am in the cycle and what the next steps are going to be. So as I said in the previous video, during my egg retrieval surgery, my doctor, who by the way, in contrary to that woman, is a very good doctor, I have a very good experience with him, he was able to retrieve 7 eggs, out of which 5 got fertilized. And then we were waiting to day 5 and day 6 to find out how many blastocysts were formed, because the blastocysts are embryos at the stage in which it is allowed to schedule a transfer. So we got 2. I was hoping for at least 3, but I'm happy anyway. We have 2 embryos. Of course, 2 is better than 1, because if you follow my story, we went through IVF procedure last year. I also have videos about the whole story. I will link all the episodes of this journey and the previous one in the description box below. So if you want to know about that, you can watch. Those videos are also filmed with lots of medical information, and they are very, very informative for someone who is about to go through the process. And so we ended up with 1 last year. This year we have 2, so obviously you don't need to be a professor of mathematics to know that 2 is better than 1 always. And I'm happy. At least it removes a pressure off of my shoulders of having just 1 chance. Because last year it's such a pressure knowing that you just have 1 shot, 1 try, 1 opportunity. It's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. So at least now I have a little bit of reassurance that we have 2. We have 2 chances. So currently our embryos are frozen, and we will be going through with a frozen embryo transfer in a due time. That is going to be soon. I will update you exactly when and what's the next steps gonna be. But for now they are frozen. I am preparing for embryo transfer. I have to go through more blood tests, and I'm gonna be put on medications, progesterone, which is supposed to prepare uterine lining for for an embryo, so the embryo can stick to the uterine wall comfortably and find a nice juicy plump spot to hold on to for 9 months. One more thing I just want to mention, that my doctor offered a very interesting solution, very interesting idea, very smart I think, which is just because it's just 2 embryos for now, he suggested that we could bank these embryos as a future insurance for the time that, for example, we might want to have more kids in the future. Because since we only have 2, let's say potentially maybe it will not be successful first time around, and then we will use one, and then we'll go for another, and then if it's successful, that's great, amazing, but if we want to have more kids in the future, we have no more embryos. So to create more embryos in a few years, when I will be a few years older, obviously, is going to be more risky and more difficult and more demanding. So he offered to just bank these 2 embryos for now and go through ovarian stimulation process again from the beginning and do another egg retrieval surgery to have embryos to use for now, which I think is very smart, very good thinking, like very, very, very forward. And that's a great idea that previously no one offered us before. Not that we had much choices anyway, but regardless, that's a great idea. But to be honest, I don't feel like I have energy, and I don't feel like I have this within me to go through the whole process again now. That would require me starting all over again, to start all these injections that I took, around like 30 injections within 2 weeks, again go through egg retrieval surgery, and that's a lot. I just don't have it within me now. The impatient part of me really wants to just go ahead with what I have now and hope for the best and keep fingers crossed and pray and just hope it's going to be successful this time, and first time around, and we'll still have 1 left for the future. That's the best case scenario, which may work or may not, but I just don't have the patience to do it now again. That's a lot, like that's really a lot. But anyway, that's still a great idea that he has. Maybe I'll still give it a thought. Maybe, that the transfer is not coming in like any upcoming days. It's coming soon, but I still have a chance to think about it and change my mind if I want to. But the reason why I don't have it within me to go through it again now, and I don't have a patience, is because this time around I find it was easier and harder, depends which part we are looking at. It was easier in a way that I felt more calm and less stressed, because the clinic is better in the terms of how they organize things and their approach, and I felt less stressed, because the previous one last year there was really disorganized stuff going on, which contributed to my stress. And also in general, I was not in a very peaceful headspace inside of me. I was quite stressed. My thyroid was going up and down crazy, bouncing off the walls like a crazy maniac, jumping in the club. That was my thyroid, which contributed to me being like all over the place inside. Stress levels were high, and I was doing too many things at the same time rather than focusing on my fertility journey, which I also addressed in the video from that time. So this cycle, this time around, feels like more peaceful, calm, happy experience. But again, like last year when I had a surgery, it was okay. Like I had a surgery and next day I was okay. I was fine. Like nothing happened. I felt good. I felt fine. This time I was unwell for a week. At some point I also even thought that I developed ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, or ovarian overstimulation syndrome, whatever it's called. That happens when ovaries are overstimulated, of course, as the name says, it's self-explanatory. Because I had all the symptoms of mild to moderate syndrome, not severe, because severe is like requires hospitalization, and it happens quite often. And usually, if it's mild, it resolves itself within 2 weeks. So I was concerned. I told my doctor. He reacted immediately. They are very good with everything, really. He told me to do the blood test next day, the same day. When I told him, we did the urgent blood test, so it was okay. It was not going in any bad direction at all. So he reassured me, and yeah, it just resolved itself, and I started feeling better soon after. Yeah, but overall, I was just mostly in a bed rest whole week. I missed my Pilates classes. I mean, I didn't lose anything because I can schedule my own Pilates, so I didn't waste or lose any. I was just not attending them for a week, which now makes me want to go every day just to compensate for that. And that's why I'm going to, I don't even know what the time is. Anyway, I lost awareness of time. I'm feeling like talking to a bestie because, guys, I'm so grateful for this community that I was able to create here. It's not huge, maybe like some other YouTubers has huge communities, lots of far more subscribers. But I feel like the community that I have here, it's a very kind, good, and like-minded mostly. I think when you are true to yourself and you express yourself the way you are, you will attract like-minded people. And that may be less people than general, like mainstream behavior, what's trending on YouTube, what's trending on TikTok. Everyone's doing the same, everyone's acting the same. It's like a sheep herd mentality. That may pay off for many people monetization wise in the future, or like building community faster. But my grandfather installed this in my head since early childhood, to always be true to yourself and to always trust yourself. And it's just the integrity that I have within me, no matter what. I'm just doing my own thing. Probably doing other things on YouTube would get me more followers, more subscribers. But I'm just doing what I feel comfortable doing. I'm showing as much as I feel comfortable, and I'm happy to share it with people who are happy to be with me on that journey. I'm happy to support women who are going through the same issues as I do, best way to my abilities, by being honest. And I'm talking to you the same way as I would talk to my friends. As I meet my friends over coffee, I would talk to them the same way as I'm talking to you right now, because that's just me. And there was a brief period on YouTube long time ago where I was trying so hard. I was trying maybe to be like this typically YouTube person, you know what the vibe is, you watch YouTube, you know how people are. And maybe it worked at the time, like in case of numbers, but I feel like, it's not me. I'd rather be myself, and that's the same as it is with relationships, any relationships, with friends, with dating. And that's what I right now say to my single friends as well. Just be yourself, and the right people will appreciate it. And sometimes you don't need the whole bunch of right people, because right people is a scarce commodity. Right people is a small number of people, and like with everything in life, you can't please everyone. You can't keep integrity playing to vast audience. The content, my chain of thought, and the way I speak is by itself, by default, targeted to a smaller audience, obviously. So by extension, the audience is smaller, but we are here focusing always on not quantity but quality. So if you are watching this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, and you are enjoying our talks, and my approach to things and the way I share them. Please subscribe, join the community and support my channel, because that makes me want to feel more and share more and open up more to you and be myself more on YouTube and create more meaningful and hopefully helpful content to lots of people there. We talk about everything here, you know, we talk about girly things like handbags, but I also shared with you so many things. Lots of you has been with me from the times that I was a flight attendant for Etihad, that I was living in Middle East, that I met my husband, we got married, like so many chapters of my life you've been with me through. Moving countries a couple of times as well, now our fertility journey, and hopefully you will stay with me through this next chapter of my life that is coming soon. Anyway, I'll end my video here. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for your comments and just cheering up for me and being here with me every time I turn on this little thing here. So hopefully I'll see you in my next one, and the next one will be update about my embryo transfer. So from then the clock is ticking, because from embryo, from the day embryo is transferred, I will know within around 10 days whether I'm pregnant or not. So huge times, exciting times and big times are coming, so I'm very, very excited for that and can't wait to share that with you. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye.